The Ames podcast coming to you live from the studios of Ames Media Company Limited. Yes, we are live. And today, you want to share your school experience with us. Today, we are focusing on the boarding school experience. Are you one of those that attended the boarding school? Or did you even go to the gender-specific boarding school?
I am Mariam Salvan, and of course with me is Hajia Amina
Muhammad. And together we are going to be riding on this program today. I hope you are ready for us. Yes, like she said, we have delectable people in the studio. We said it's an all-inclusive conversation.
Of course. Join us to welcome Hajia Amina Sani in the studio.
Be tired, but not tired.
Thank you. Yes.
And then she was the acting DG of Education Quality Assurance, Lagos State Ministry of Education. You're welcome to the program. Thank you for having you again.
Thank you very much for welcoming him to Ames podcast. I'm actually delighted to be with you again.
Thank you. Really also joining us in the studio, we are talking about boarding school. We just thought we should make it an all-inclusive. We have Master Galib Shofenwa. He is of SS2, the First Criterion College. He is a boarder.
And of course, we also have a guest joining us virtually.
Yeah.
We have Madam Oyeko on set, ready for us. I love that we have you here on set. Thank you so much for joining the Ames podcast. And of course, we want you to speak on behalf of all of you. So how are you finding boarding school thus far? Yeah. Wait. If you had a choice, would you have preferred to be at home, to school from home, like going to school back and forth?
Yes.
All right.
Because for everything, there will be an advantages and a disadvantages.
That's a smart one right there.
So for being a boarding student, it gives me more time to study, to read. Unlike when I'm at home, when you decide that you want to read, that can be when someone will call you. That
what do you mean, someone, mommy or daddy? You say someone.
Older siblings.
Older siblings.
Mommy can say, come and do this. Daddy can say, come and do that. But unlike when you are in school, you have a fixed time that this time is for reading, this time is for sleeping, this time is for playing, and all that.
That's true.
And for being, I would have preferred to be a D student, probably in terms of food.
That's a foodie.
Okay, let's hear from all the quality assurance. You know, being a quality assurance director, DG, must have gone through all the schools in Lagos State. Both day, boarding. Tell us, Hajia, how do you position this topic we are discussing?
This topic is quite relevant, and it's even a topic that is really necessary for discussion at this time, because we have issues concerning this topic. Boarding house, ordinarily, supposed to be the end thing, because traditionally, the children you put in the boarding house are children that you want to get the best, to go and emulate the people there, and what they cannot get from home, they are able to get from the school. It's like, be there, immerse everything.
Really, Hajia, I'm still coming to that, but I want you to run. No.
No, it's like you want to immerse the child in the school system. You know, boarding house is where you give formal instruction, and the environment too is also structured, just as he said.
Jalibas mentioned.
Yes, that there is time for everything. It's a structured environment. You have time for everything. Then, because these are children that you are putting in it gives them early independence. Early independence when they are in the boarding house, or it is expected to, because what we have now may not be so. It is expected to give them this early independence, and also work on their social interaction, because they wake up and sleep in the school. The community they have and they know is the school. So you see them bonding with their friends and taking relationship beyond the classroom. And
but is that not the case? I'm so sorry for cutting you off right there. Is that not the case usually, traditionally, when we have a more communal setting of growing up, we have, neighbors, families, extended family life settings, and then people are able to, the Yoruba people will say, "Oju merin lo nbimo, igba oju lo nbanito." So do we have to send our children to the boarding house before we
even in the
that?
boarding school, you have more than igba oju that takes because all the teachers are there. Yeah. And they also have their peers influencing their characters. And because they are also in that structured environment that has lined up all programs for them, it is easier for them to blend. Also in the boarding house, it's a place where they easily blend academics with extracurricular activities without stress. Yeah. Unlike at home that mommy can say, "Oh, Galib, please, come and help me to run this errand. Come on." There's no such thing. Once they say wake up at 6:30, is at 6:30 you wake up. You eat at 8 a.m., the 8 a.m. you are already in the dining. And you learn to meet up with that timing.
Yeah. You can say that again.
You learn to meet up with that timing.
Yes.
Unlike at home. Then the stress of traffic, boarding house has its merits. Okay. It has its merits. Yeah. And you cannot overemphasize those merits.
But would we say the merits are more favorable to the parents or to the pupils, to the students?
That depends on the family dynamics.
Okay.
But I will always say, in the choice of which school should my child go, the child should be the focus of that.
Which will benefit him or her more.
Yes. It should be more about the child than us.
Okay.
At the same time, when you look at the family dynamics, like young parents, they live in the rural part of Lagos, they work on the island. Both of them, the father and the mother, they need to leave home maybe 5 a.m., get to island around 8. They have a child that needs to resume school at 8. They won't come back home at until maybe 7 or 8 in the evening. And the child will have come back from school by 2 p.m. So for that type of family dynamics, I experienced that.
Okay.
The child are better off in the boarding school.
Okay, but from what you have enumerated now, it's not about parents shirking their responsibility.
No.
Because, I was just about to come to that place. So.
Because in the true sense, when a child is still in the family, do you know even boarding house now? They start from even nursery, primary.
6 years old.
That is a formative years, vulnerable, that parents should bond with their children. Have you witnessed that during your sojourn?
Yes, we have primary boarding schools too.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God.
We have. But just like I have said, when you have that type of family dynamics, then you must cherish the visiting days. Yes. Because if you are not careful, the child will feel abandoned. Mm-hmm. And it can actually affect the psyche of that child growing up. But let the child know that it is not because I don't have time for you. It is for you to be able to get the best out of life. Yes. And when they say PTA, please create that time to be there. So that you are still involved in the development of your child. Mm-hmm. If they say visiting day, don't joke with it. Let the child, in fact, in my family,
it's a competition.
It is not. It's like a family picnic. When we have a child in the boarding house, on the visiting day, every member of the family will go.
That's interesting.
And we'll prepare meals that will last us for the day. And we'll get there on time. And we'll be one of the last parents to leave because we actually want to bond. We know that we have missed this child for about a month. And during those days, my family, extended family, they know me. When they put any family program, they know that she will not come if it clashes. Ask her. In fact, they will say, ask her, it does not clash with our children's visiting day. Because I always tell them, you see your children every day. I see mine only once in a month. Yeah. So I cannot afford to miss those special days. So they look forward to it. I look forward to it. Every member of my family look forward to it.
Okay, Galib, from what she has said,
yes,
share your experience with her. Visiting day, coming to the boarding and all of that. How often do your parents come around to visit you?
I live very close to the school, so I can say it's much easier for them to come when it's a visiting day, even though when it is not, they would have loved to come, but it is not part of the policy of the school. Because it's not going to be accepted that the parents will just come on a regular basis. And for the PTA, my mom specifically attends the PTA every time, every time.
How long have you been in the boarding school?
Over 5 years.
Oh, from year one. Wow. Do you miss? Okay, let's compare with when you were not a boarder, maybe from primary. Do you miss the home front, or is it a relief for you to be in the boarding school and look forward to probably the holidays?
It's a relief for me to be in a boarding school, and of course I want to go home because there are some things I want to do at home. Maybe like I know when I'm at home, I can have free access to other things
like television or telephone.
And that is one good thing that the boarding protects them from.
Yes.
The screen time, social media presence. You know, it is actually regulated at the boarding now. Unlike them being carried away, being lost into other things that do not concern them.
Okay, I'm still with you now. During holidays, do you get to share thoughts and experiences with other people from other boarding schools? What's the conversation like?
I don't
just level.
I don't really have friends that attend boarding school. Most of my friends, they also.
So do you booga with it when you are on holidays that, hey, you know me, I attend boarding school and the First Criterion College for that matter?
Yes.
You booga with it.
I try to tell them
the benefits.
It's good. It's better to be in a boarding school than to be a day student.
So if you were to be set on a podium now for this debate that they always do, which is better, boarding or day, you choose boarding definitely.
Definitely choose a boarding.
Oh, that's interesting to know.
Interesting.
That's good.
Okay, let's take it a flip now. You know, like we opened the program. For instance, I've even experienced both. In my from 1 or 2 years, I went to gender specific all girls. Regimented, you have to discipline to the core and all of that. And then later years, I also experienced mixed. So I could say, remember the conversation we had earlier, I could say that the gender specific was really top notch. From your own experience, do you share in that thoughts?
In fact,
you also say you went to
a gender specific school, but it was day. And I tell you, I love the experience.
Was that the in thing then? Because I don't understand. Now I don't see more of gender specific schools out here.
Yes, today, in those days.
Yes.
We had more of mission schools. And they always have 3 schools in every community. They'll have girls only, boys only, then a co-ed.
What's co-ed?
That's mixed. The co-education where we have both the boys and the girls.
I'm learning.
So for the girls, it's usually, in fact, for this gender specific, it's usually an holistic thing. It is not just about your academics. It's about your whole life. It's about they teach you everything. I could remember my first menses. It was like I had been doing it because they are taking us sincerely. In fact, I had this pad that they have given me that's always in my bag. So by the day I just got back home and I was telling my mom that, mommy, this thing happened. She was like,
how do you know about it?
Because in my school then, when you get to Form 2, they have this special program for all of us. They'll just take us Form 2 in those days. You know, we have 5 years.
What class is
that? I don't want to use the JS2 because the JS2 has the 6 years. Then it was 5 years.
Okay.
So our Form 2, they assume that at that stage, some of you are already getting to that puberty level. So they'll take all of us in Form 2 to a special place, maybe it's the laboratory or the hall, and they will bring experts to come and talk to us. They will, with a projector then, they will tell us what is happening in our body.
So even those years, you had enjoyed all of those facilities?
But not like this this projector. That one, it's on the wall.
So they will project the camera on it.
They will take us to what is happening in us and what will happen.
Body.
And that when it happens, don't panic, and even teach us how to even use, a lot of things. These days, when I think about those experiences, it's like
we are missing out.
Reminiscing. Galib, tell us, in terms of academics now, what would you say you have benefited precisely as a border, as against if you were studying at home?
In terms of academics, being a boarding student, it improves my grade. And I can say, and it has really helped me being a boarder, because I have prep in the nights, 8:30 to 10, sometimes in the evening around 5 to 7, and all that. And you also have the opportunity to meet teachers. If you don't understand a particular subject or a topic, they can explain to you.
Even after school hours.
Teachers are always available, because almost everybody in the school surrounding are educated, and even the security staff, the security men. So you could meet maybe the matron, the bossa, or anybody if you don't understand it. Even if at all the person does not know it, they can help you go through the internet to search for it and all that.
Okay, does that make you a total student? For instance, in the area of skill acquisition, I know so long as you have gotten to JS3 afterwards, you are taught to learn some skills. Are you able to do that even as a brother?
That's only during the holiday.
Okay. Okay, now, same question. From the way we have looked at border day students and all of that, in your role as a quality assurance director or DG, what has been your takeaway? How do you see the boarding schools around now, particularly the topic that we're discussing, gender-specific ones?
Just like we have talked about the traditional setup of boarding schools, rating them now is like asking those reasons, those motivations for boarding school, do we still have them? Like we talk of early independence, the children we sent to the school, to boarding school now, do they actually acquire that independence? Do they feel it? Because in those days, being in the boarding school, there are certain things you must learn to do by yourself. But these days, they're already outsourced. When you go to the boarding school, you don't wash your clothes. You don't even clean your classroom. You don't clean your dorm. You don't do any of such things again.
Okay.
So how do these learners now learn this early independence that we talk about?
Okay, our mommy has been waiting. Haja, our mommy has been waiting. Let's bring in now Alhaja Fatima Oyekon. Like I said before, she'll be sharing her experiences with us as a border. Those days over 4 or 5 decades ago, she's a grandma, multiple grandma, and the pioneer head of schools, of Crescent Schools, Victoria Island, Lagos. Alhaja Oyekon, please join us. Share your thoughts with us.
It was a missionary boarding school. It was well structured, and there was a lot of proper care, a proper pastoral care. We had matrons, we had teachers who were committed, and we had leaders amongst the students. There were instances of high-handedness, but basically it was okay. It was all right. We don't talk about the food. Not so much to write home about. I used to miss home food. And we worked hard at school because sometimes you feel the absence of home, and that drove my motivation at that time. I used to say, I want to finish from here quickly and go back home. So I made sure I never failed any of my exams. I really worked hard because I was in boarding school. And as our young man had said, the place is structured and you have a lot of time to do what you are supposed to do with very little distractions. So boarding school at our time was very useful. It really shaped the person that I am today. That was in my from primary 3 through to 6. And then when I got into secondary school, I went to also a gender-specific mission boarding school. It's surprising that, but at that time, I would say that there were not many faith-based, Islamic faith-based secondary schools or primary schools. They were either government LGA schools or missionary schools. They were few, but some of them were very good. So I was privileged to have been through two good schools in my primary and in my secondary. For the primary, it was co-educational, but the distance between the boys section and the girls section will take you some 300 meters walk. We were that far apart to get to each other. So it was not easy to just cross in and out of both sections. So it was properly guarded. And for the secondary school, it was all female at that time. It was quite useful, very useful.
Interesting. You know, let's look at it now from the point of view. Most people, those of us that are close to you, know you as a disciplinarian. The teachers that worked with you then, they know that no nonsense mama that you were. You don't take nonsense. How did this gender-specific boarding school form your thoughts in terms of discipline and the teacher, the administrator you later became?
Being, alhamdulillah, a Muslim and with a very strong Muslim background, that is why the boarding in the primary and boarding in the secondary, though both missionary, did not have any effect on me. We have the Muslim ethical values from home. So you know your boundaries as a girl. And with the kinds of parents that one had, you better watch your steps. My father would never, in fact, as a landlord, he would not take a bachelor as a tenant. He would tell them, no, I have girls in the house. So if you needed to take accommodation in our house, you better be married or else you won't get a place. So with that kind of environment and upbringing, you know that you have to watch your steps and do what is right. So with that, joining very early in my career as a student in secondary school, early secondary school, the MSS activities, I seem to have taken the religion quite fairly seriously as compared to some of the girls at my age and time. And we began to learn little by little, and Islam is all about being careful between the two genders. I held on to that very firmly, very firmly. Very, very firmly. So firmly that it's quite surprising looking back today. And I remember instances when somebody would want to speak, and I said, do you see that man standing in front of that house? That's my father. So, and it really is not my father. So the ethical values of Islam help to shape one. And becoming a teacher was not by accident, it was by choice. And I considered the teaching profession as an amana, as a pact between the parents, myself, the students in our care, and Allah above us all. So I considered it a very, very serious matter. And I took it as such. Allah helped me all throughout my career, alhamdulillah.
The choice of you coming on this program has to do with the conversation that I'm privileged to. As the pioneer head of School of Crescent, there is this project ongoing regarding gender-specific boarding facility for Crescent, schools, the project, the Agiron project. I'm privileged to know that that is in the front burner. So that's why, we just thought, come and share your thoughts. If you are thinking of that, what could have next day? Because all the while you have administered a school that's co-education, girls and boys, even though presently it's a day session, why is that conversation being considered to have a gender-specific education for the secondary? I'm talking of the Crescent schools now in 1004 Victoria Island.
We have looked at it over a very long period of time. Basically, it was born out of the Islamic culture that, the more specific you are gender-wise, particularly for growing up children, the better for them. So that conversation was born around that need to be specific. But having looked through this discourse very deeply and several times, I think the conversation is beginning to change in a way. We are not throwing away the whole idea, but like in Crescent schools now, presently, the girls have their classes different from the boys. As much as possible of segregation within the compound, within the school, that happens. The restrooms, while one gender is having the whole of the ones downstairs, another gender has the whole of the restrooms upstairs, as it is today, even here in our present location. So we still do a bit of the segregation in order to keep away any mishaps.
You have some questions, comments already?
Yes, we have some comments already, especially from one of our platforms. And they said here, and I want Galip to attest to this, if you are lucky enough to have a school mother or school father, they will help you navigate and gain your feet as a newbie. Was that so? Was that the case when when you first got in as a newbie in the boarding school? How did that play out? Do you have a school mother?
No, ma.
Do you have a school father?
No, ma.
Really? You're that independent, like I can do it by
because they are
myself.
pioneer students, right? Is that true?
No.
Part of the pioneer students.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have a school father or mother. Those are the
Wow. Yes, now I know. Even I that I wasn't a boarder, I know that because I know some of our cousins that were in boarding school when they came back from school for break. Then those are the things they talk about.
They
like
come and share, come and gist. My school mother did. They take it to another level.
Yes.
My elder sister's school mother, we bonded.
Wow.
She became a family. You understand?
Yes,
That's how it is.
Yes.
That's how it is.
We take
I
it to
don't know
another
what is
level.
happening in boarding schools these days. I hope, Galip, this is just about you. And
Or
it
maybe
is not what
you
is
now start
happening
having
now.
a
I
school.
No,
don't know.
it's because
Some
he says he's part of the pioneer
Students.
I'm sure those coming
So-
under them now will have.
So
So
do you
are
have a
you
school
a
son
school
now?
father to? Do you have a school
You
son
have a
now?
school son?
I don't have a school son. I don't have a school daughter.
Do you intend to do so?
Maybe those are part
Are
of
you
the ethics.
interested?
Those are part of the ethics since it's a faith-based school.
How do you welcome the newbies? How do you welcome them?
I encourage my juniors, like, just try to help them in some difficult areas
Okay.
in terms of reading, understanding the concepts in the topic or the subject he or she has been taught, and all that. But I will say maybe I don't have a school father or a school mother.
It's new to you, maybe it's new to you.
Maybe because we are not much in my school. Maybe.
Okay.
It's still okay. So you heard some of the issues Hajia raised. You know, the issue of gender specific is being slowed down from her. Some people say that if you go to gender specific school, it makes the children timid. That this idea of self-esteem, they cannot interact, and so some people prefer that they should still coexist but obey the rules.
But I'll tell you for sure that going to gender-specific school, rather than make learners timid, actually gives them this confidence, because you are not limited by the traditional gender roles. If it's a male gender-specific school, they do all work. They work in the kitchen, they do everything. Not this one, it is for girls, this one is for boys. Similarly, if it's gender-specific female, they do everything. They want to climb, you see them there. Okay. They want to do engineering, you see them there. That's so it's not just about, I don't know how people come about that timid thing. Because the timidity does not come in at all. You are made to know your self-worth. And you are made to know that you are not validated by another gender. You are yourself. You are whole in yourself. So you don't limit yourself to I'm a female or I'm a male. You are you. You are human, and the sky is your limit. If
Hajia,
not the starting
you want
point.
to share a bit of your, you say, I mean, earlier on you said some of your offspring are in boarding.
Yes.
And compared to when you attended school, how would you share that thought with us?
Unfortunately, I would have loved to. You know, I asked you earlier, I asked Golib that, would you, if you had a choice, would you have chosen So then I would have loved to have an experience of what boarding school felt like. But some of my younger ones actually attended. As a matter of fact, my children, 2 of them, I put them in boarding school. But at some point I had to ask myself, was that for my own convenience or for what we're hoping to,
for the benefit of
for
the
the benefit?
children.
Exactly. And like you said, the test is to ensure that whatever the reason was, it's the benefit of the children outweighs whatever convenience the parent is trying to feel like. And I saw that the school we put them in, and the reason why we chose to put them there was not because I needed any extra time to myself, but because we needed them to be grounded in the dean more. So yes, I would have loved to be a boarder, but now that I'm not a boarder, the ones that were boarder, we live the experience through them.
Of course,
like some of my siblings,
you tap
some
from
of my
their
children.
knowledge. Now, let's look at another aspect of this conversation. Some people even advocate.
Talk about the rules, that they can coexist, but you give them the rules. Yes, we can actually give them the rules. But if we are working by the rules, then the school must be firm.
That's exactly where I'm going to.
The school must be firm.
That's exactly where I'm going, because some people are of the opinion that when you talk of gender specific, it should be across board. Even the teachers, all female teachers for all female.
Yes, that should have been the ultimate.
Okay.
It should have been the ultimate, but it is not so easy.
Yeah.
It is not so easy, because I could remember then too. We had the major percentage of our staff to be female, even the support staff. Mainly, most of them are female, but we still have
males.
Some. And you also notice most of the males that we had then, they were elderly.
Okay.
It's like it's like they specifically looked out for those babas.
Yes.
And you see them.
Come and nurture the young girls.
So, for gender specific, I may be biased, but if I have to still make a choice, I think I'll still do it again.
That.
You know, academic is also streamlined such that it is influenced by your neurological need.
Yeah.
You know, it's like female. How do we make our curriculum to suit them?
Yes.
Lessons are presented with the focus that we are handling females.
Okay, let's take it to another level. they say gender specific, you are avoiding mixture of the two genders.
Yes.
And then you may be confronted with the mixture of the same gender. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
lesbianism. And then,
But I'll tell you, either in the day, in the gender specific, in co-ed, in boarding, the ills of the society are always
inherent
there. What is important is we hike the supervision and the monitoring. There must be constant adult supervision. In those days too, we had cases that some of us would be caught with pornographic papers and it wasn't the social media. And the way the school will handle it, you will know that, wow, this is a crime. They will even bring them to the assembly. The principal will be filming and
invite your parents.
Everything. Of course,
Permit me. So, Aja, is that still so today? Because what we know,
parents will march to the school.
Exactly, and then schools are also trying to sweep some of these things under the carpet.
That is what I am saying, that
We know what
for the
happens in
rules,
schools.
the school policy must be there. The school must develop and actually communicate in clear times the rules of the school and the consequences for violation. And they must also move a step further. Once the rules are there and the consequences are there, irrespective of who the child is, either the child of the principal or the child of the commissioner or the child of everybody must be treated.
Wherever who
Because
source is
once
God.
you have violated the rules, you must face the
As the
consequences.
professional in the quality assurance section now of the academic, educational sector in Nigeria, would you say this has always been like this is in play?
Compliance.
Exactly.
That is what we are saying. When you said I should rate the body downs then and now, I said I have given you the motive of setting up boarding schools then and what we wish to gain from them. Is that what we still have now? Because it's not for Mrs. Sonny to say, today they have scored 10. No. Do we still get the desired results from today's
We'll
school?
be coming back to talk to the policy makers, things that we think we should do right and wrong. Galib, you are presently a boarding house student. We're talking about ethics, we're talking about morals. Share your experience with us.
For ethics and morals, it is very essential in every human or individual, especially as a learner, that you have a good morals, and as a human you have your own ethics. So for morals, I will say in my school, I don't know about others.
What is your school?
In the First Criterion College, all students are trained to be spiritually and morally sound as part of the vision of the school. And I will say there's a proverb that says all child has the tendency of being spoilt
Or misbehave.
or misbehave or has the tendency to misbehave.
misbehave.
But in my school, I can say it is not that way, because every step and every move you make, someone
It's been curtailed.
that is
Mashallah,
student or
I
a
love
teacher,
that. I love
someone
that.
is always watching.
I love that. That's
anything.
good.
If you think, okay, if I go to
Have
this
you
place,
tried something like that before and then you were caught?
no.
But you know
Are you
people
sure?
that were scapegoats.
You are not recalcitrant. You are still a growing child now. Haba. So every child. Are you not a child? Can you have fallen into that
Every one
trap?
of us.
Share your experience. Tell us what was that naughty thing you did? I said, come, go, Galib, come on.
And you thought you could
maintained.
Exactly.
But yeah, share. Think fast.
Remember,
It's not
okay,
to reprimand.
maybe I should say, for instance, students bring their laptops to school.
Good.
So, as students, we
Laptop
want
or phones?
laptops.
Okay.
So we can just decide to watch film in the hostel, and
Where do you get the data?
it will have been downloaded on the system before bringing it to the school. But I can see the day some people were actually caught. I was not part then because I was actually sleeping and it was done in the hostel. But I didn't know anything about that. So I don't think I've ever been found wanting this
sure?
kind of things.
You're a good boy.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of
Good,
you.
good. No wonder they chose him to come and represent the
Of
school.
course. He's the worthy one.
That's a good one. That's a
Yeah,
good
I'm
Okay,
so
so
proud of you.
there was a question pending for you, right?
Yes, we are talking about the rules. And I said the school policy must be firm and they must be able to carry it through.
Yes, okay. So
Then-
the follow-up question
Okay.
is, we know
You did not allow me to finish with the
No,
rules.
you will. I just want to, because really time is no more on our
Okay.
side. You know, it's a conversation. Before you
Yes.
know it, time is gone.
That's true.
You see, I want to relate it to what we now see in our schools. I mean, as a quality assurance, which involve both public and private schools, because you go around inspecting, and we hear a lot of things on social media this morning. Bullying. Bullying. How do you relate it? You know, guys can also bully. In fact, there was one
They
that
do. It is not that
trended.
they can.
There was one that trended, you know. So how do you even relate it to this conversation we're having, both for the gender specific and even the co-education? That's why I said
It still goes back to those rules.
That's why I asked this, you know.
I was talking about. So apart from the school setting that there must be educational programs, something that will affect the learners, you know, like character building, bring in role models to come and speak to them, sex education,
them.
appropriate age related,
appropriate,
exactly,
yeah.
sex education,
That's
you know,
true.
to make them know that there are certain things about me that I cannot share with another person. So that should be there. Then even the parents, they must be involved. We are in this business together. So let the parents be active with the Parents Teachers Association, or you call it Parents Forum these days. Let them also, the parents and the children, let them also sign undertakings of good moral behavior. And let them know the consequence of violation. And when those violation comes, don't let us mix the words. That is where I'm going. Don't let us mix. Don't say, this one is a great donor to the school.
Yes.
Or this one is the child of the principal. Or the parents, they can they can undo. No, it's about once you do this, these are the consequence that must follow. Okay. Then the counseling thing must also be active. Yes, it must be active in the school. The learners, you should not wait until things happen before you start talking about cancelling them. Well, we should be proactive. Yes, we should be
proactive.
Yes.
Share your proactiveness.
It's better to prevent something than
exactly. So we don't wait till they miss their route before we start allowing them back.
Thank you so much, Ajay. So it is at this point that we say again, thank you so much to our viewers out there. Remember, this is a live program. Thank you so much, and we apologize greatly for internet and also any other technicalities, difficulty that we're facing. So, of course,
share your teenage daughter's experience in boarding with us.
It's true that I have a teenage and an adolescent boy, and they had a great time. I think they went to one school at some point where they were mixed with borders. No, borders. Of course, it's a mixed school. I don't see much of gender-specific schools these days. I don't see much of them these days.
Just like what Elijah said, you know, because these days they are private. They also want to make profit. So the pressure of parents are not making some things work. And sometimes, I'll say, today's parents, we tend to be advising where we don't even have knowledge. Because that is what we have with most of our private schools.
That's true.
It is the parents that will be dictating what they should do and what they should not do. And instead of our educators to stand and say, we are professionals, we know what we are talking about, we tend to just feel that if they take their children now, what will happen?
Exactly. So, that's even one of the reasons why some of these violations are left, just to chance. Like,
and it boomerangs. Because once a child do and gets scot-free, others want to follow.
There should be reprimand. You understand? We'll come back to share your final thoughts. If Alaja is with us now, let's okay.
I was telling you about my children. So the school, so they were in a school where they had access to see the brothers and stuff. And at some point, they were clamoring to go to the boarding. Like, Mommy, let us also go to the boarding. I want to spend the night. Let us do weekend boarding or what. I said, my boy was just out 8 years old. No, I'm not doing it. But they were eager, of course. And we also had, we know that the boarders had more opportunities for more learning. This is just like Dolly had experienced, and we would have loved that, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I couldn't cope. Like, how can I have my children not being with me and go to boarding? But then at some point we also had to put them in another boarding school. So we moved houses, and the best school around offered only boarding because of the Quranic distance. So we enrolled them there, and it was interesting. They had fun. And like you said, during visiting days and stuff, we went as a party. There was a time when my brother got back from the UK. Yeah, join us. We are going to the children's school. So we all went there together. It was fun for all of them.
In my children's days, we will even take their grandma.
Yeah.
So please come. So they don't feel that they miss so much because everything we do at home, we try to bring to them on the visiting day.
And also one of the things Galib said, that some of the things they miss, food especially, So what we do is sometimes we randomly, ensure that, can they get some snacks for them and stuff? We'll speak with their own house master or whatnot, and they're able to,
But in those days, even those ones are not allowed.
Those ones are allowed today.
Everything could be brought on the visiting day. Yes. And they even have some contrabands that you cannot bring.
Yes.
Like sweets in my children's school.
Yes. That one contraband.
They call it contraband.
How were we going to miss that? With some of my nieces that went to boarding, they will buy cornflakes and pad it with other things that are not allowed.
They did it today. My daughter did it in school.
So they have this contraband. Sweet is part of the contraband.
Yes,
so what we do is, even when I take sweet, you lick before we go. Okay. And I don't buy it in excess. Yes. Just for you to have a feel and
Okay, let's go for another short break. We're back to conclude this conversation. And of course, share your thoughts too before we round off the conversation. Final thoughts.
Yes, for my final thoughts, I'll have them too. Number one, for the parents, we should know that the choice of school for our children, either it's a boarding, it's a gender specific, it's day, let us always ensure that it is the interest of the child that is primary.
Not selfish from our end, convenience.
Not that I just want to be free. Let them just go so that I can relax. No, it should be in the interest of the child. So you must consider the maturity of the child. You must consider the nature of that child and even the school that you are taking there.
Even health status.
The health status. Then you must also know that either day, boarding, or gender specific, there are supports that the school require from parents beyond funding. Beyond funding. Don't let us just feel it's about money, because we know boarding houses are more expensive than they, of course, because the children are there 24/7. But we should also realize that there are some supports that the school require from us as parents that is beyond funding.
Okay.
Because if we don't give it, if the child feels that you have just abandoned him or her there, the tendency is that he or she will not
low self-esteem,
rather than to achieve the best from the environment.
Zero level.
It is the opposite. And that's why you have a lot of them getting rebellious.
Yes.
So we must caution ourselves.
Not even wanting to go home sometimes.
Then for the child too, from the perspective of the child, the school must also encourage peer counseling. Because sometimes these children, they love to hear from their peer. In fact, they are more influenced by their peer than the parents. So what do? Let us, what we want the peer to tell them, let us encourage the peer to learn it. Like I always tell people that I am my children's friends' best friend. Because I know my children will listen to them. So I want to influence what they will tell my child.
That's true. That's interesting. I'm
yes,
learning.
When you identify, so person is your best friend, be closer to that person.
Thank you, Aja. We appreciate you. Golib, anything you want to say? You want to counsel people either in the body?
You have just 1 minute, Golib.
I would say, number one, before taking a child to a gender-specific school, what is the background? The background also matters. For example, me, I come from a home where everybody in the house are male. The only female in my house is my mom.
Oh, wow.
Then, how would it have been if I was taken to a
gender-specific?
Just then, now I'm moving to SS3, then if I know it, I'm going to the higher institution. And there, we don't have an institution that
gender-specific.
Golib is such a smart boy. What?
So you have to move with both boys and girls. So in that sense,
I think that's where the timidity and stuff will come, low self-esteem.
So
when you see girls around you,
obey the rules.
You don't be there like this. You be there like this.
Who are these people? So, and
I like that.
Two, I will say, Allah has created us according to what.
So join us again for another highly stimulating episode of the AIMS podcast next Friday at 5 p.m. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to all our viewers out there. Remember to stay tuned and follow us across all our
subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can always get this fresh from the studios of AIMS Media Company Limited. Thank you very much for coming again.
Thank you for...
Well, let's keep calling you now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye.
And Golib, thank you.
Thank you.
Audio Jungle.